Yo, what's up guys? We're back for Rent a Girlfriend chapter 390. It's been a minute, but yeah, I'm back. I mean, nothing has really happened since I left, as you guys can tell if you've read any of the latest chapters. But yeah, we're still on the post rejection kind of saga, right? The last few chapters, it was kind of, we got to see both sides, right? We got to see Kazuya's side of the story, like the aftermath of it and how he was feeling. Then we got to see Chizuru, and they kind of flip-flop back and forth. And basically, Yaemori is playing a pivotal role right now in kind of fixing this little debacle that's happened, right? Because as we can see, Chizuru, she still has feelings for Kazuya, right? Even though she rejected him, and Yaemori is just trying to get in the way. You know, she's trying to be the best wingman she can. So yeah, that's where we leave off, and it starts with Yaemori, and she's at school, right? She's just thinking about everything that's happened, and basically she's just asking if Kazuya talked to Chizuru about the whole situation, because that's how we ended up the last chapter. She was just telling Kazuya, hey, you have to talk to her, but Kazuya was saying no, she's the one who needs to, you know, reach out to me at this point, because Chizuru's kind of led him on this whole entire time. But yeah, that's besides the point. We're just gonna move forward. Cool little cover page of Yaemori. Not much to say about that, just her walking. And this chapter is kind of cool because we don't really get too much of other characters, like their inner monologue, right? We usually only get Kazuya. We got a little bit of Chizuru in the past, you know, probably 20 chapters, but now we're getting Yaemori, which is awesome. But it's really just kind of her thinking back and just like trying to understand what Chizuru's motives are, what she's doing, why she kissed him. And yeah, she's kind of just confused on the whole situation. And basically we're just waiting for Chizuru's response to this. And yeah, we do get that later in the chapter. And the reasoning, whatever, bro, whatever. It's a reasoning, I guess. And yeah, Yaemori's basically dead set on Kazuya's success here, right? She already thinks, oh, he's already scored it, right? Dude, I think this is why I quit, bro. Yaemori's memory kind of gets jogged as she thinks back to the past on how directly after the date, we got the chapter with her and Chizuru asked her, did he talk about anything else, right? And then this is when she realizes, oh, she was talking about the kiss. And yeah, I mean, this chapter is kind of just a recap summary of what we were all thinking, right? And kind of everything that's gone on in these past few chapters, like post-rejection, right? It's just Yaemori's kind of spelling it out here. I mean, yeah, really not too much to say about this chapter, not too much to say about really any of these chapters that have gone on, but, you know, they are progressing the story. It's just nothing major is really happening besides the end plot point, right? And yeah, Yaemori's just basically thinking about how she should have contacted him right away after the kiss, or, you know, if she did have a change of heart. I mean, dude, it's just a super messy situation. This is supposed to be like a train wreck romance. Crazy stuff just kind of happens. So, you know. Dude, I just don't know what to say at this point anymore, dude. I just want to cover Shiunji family at this point. It's actually peak. This chapter was so good. But we're going to keep moving on. Basically, Yaemori just comes to the conclusion that Chizuru does like Kazuya, right? And that she was prepared to talk about whatever happened on the date, but she was embarrassed, so she didn't want to bring it up personally. And yeah, as Yaemori puts it, she's practically begging for someone to give her the push, right? And right as she's thinking this, right as Yaemori's thinking this, she spots Chizuru in the distance at school, right? Talking to some group of friends, and she ends up stalking them, well, tailing them, right? Basically, she's just following them around, kind of snooping on what they're doing, trying to find a little opening, right? But she does think back to how Kazuya said, don't do anything harsh or rash or anything. But you know, she finds her opportunity to strike, and she does so, pulls Chizuru to the side, and kind of starts going off on her, right? Asking her what she's doing, and kind of be really aggressive here. Saying, what are you doing, Chizuru-san? Don't tell me you don't know what I mean. Why haven't you messaged Master at all? I don't even care that you hid it from me, but don't you have any idea what you're putting Master through right now? I wouldn't say this in front of Master because I have faith as well, but to have him come this far and still make him wait is something only a cruel woman would do. He believes in you with every fiber of his being, even now, and he's taking everything you said to heart. He has faith that one day he'll be rewarded. Do you really not care if someone snatches him away from you? I don't know what kind of guys you like, but I don't think you'll find someone who loves you as much as he does, right? So we get this crazy speech from Yaemori, right? You know, she's kind of fed up with Chizuru's actions a little bit, you know, because she's friends with both of them, but, you know, at this point, she doesn't want Kazuya to, like, you know, get the short end of the stick, because it would be one thing if Chizuru just rejected Kazuya and nothing happened after that. But yeah, as Chizuru keeps leading him on, You know, it's getting to a point where it's not really appropriate. It's just not very, it just becomes too much, right? And I think we've passed that point very long ago, but you know, this is the breaking point for one of the characters to step into the story. This is what we needed. I honestly thought it would probably be like Mommy in this situation, but it ended up being Yaemori, which makes more sense, you know, the way the story has progressed. But yeah, we get Chizuru's response to this. She was quiet the whole time. She was a little shocked, right? But she says, July 11th. A month and a half from now, there's a big play. It's a play from a director that I've always wanted to act for. I received an urgent call yesterday asking me to step in as a replacement for a pretty good role. Rehearsal starts this weekend, and I would like to have all my focus on it. I've decided that I will not have a boyfriend until I am done with it. Dude, and this was like, and when I first read this, I was like, bro, they're just trying to stall out the story. But the more I thought about it, I think this is a good way for the story to go. I think out of all the options we had, this is probably a better one, right? This is kind of showing and signifying that the story is going to end soon, right? At least in my opinion, I think it's just going to go full circle. Because the way that Kazuya and Chizuru, you know, first got connected, I mean, it was through the rental dates, but how they first really got acquainted with each other was through the whole movie arc. And, you know, Kazuya fulfilled, you know, Chizuru's initial dream that way. And now she's gonna fulfill, you know, she's gonna do her due diligence, go the whole 9 yards with it. And then she's saying that she'll be prepared and ready. I don't know how realistic that is or what's gonna happen, what drama is gonna occur, because, you know, something's gonna happen during that time. But I don't know, you know, it's kind of a cop-out way to go about things, but it is definitely a way to rush the series. I still just don't know how we're gonna introduce Mommy into the story now, because it's like, there's literally no way to. Same thing with Ruka's whole storyline as well. It just seems like now we're just gonna completely focus on Chizuru. So, I mean, it is what it is, but not the way I want the story to go, but it is the way the story is going. After Chizuru's speech, Yaemori goes and says, then what about after that? What would happen after that? This is a pretty emotionally charged scene, with Yaemori being very aggressive and Chizuru kind of just, you know, she has the fogged up glasses. Chizuru doesn't say anything. She's like silent, gritting her teeth, and she kind of just walks away. But as she turns around, we see a teardrop fall from her eye, right? Well, not from her eye, but it, you know, falls on the ground, and she's like clenching her fist. And that's kind of where we end the chapter. We end with Yaemori with kind of a flustered, confused, embarrassed face. And yeah, that's kind of about it. That's where we leave off. What does this mean? I think what this expression is for Yaemori is like, oh no, I kind of messed up. You know, Kazuya told me not to do anything and I went and did the most. So, where are we going from here? I'm not too sure. Yaemori kind of started some drama that was really unnecessary. Hopefully it doesn't go and affect their relationship or anything. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's the way the story is progressing. Each and every chapter that goes by, I think, you know, Reiji, the author of this beautiful series, just wants to end it and focus on the Shunji family, which is fine. The only thing is that there's so many loose ends in Rag that need to be, you know, wrapped up that just aren't. And I don't see how we're gonna wrap them up, especially like this post-arc, like this post-date arc, a post-rejection arc. I really thought that, okay, yeah, Kazuya was gonna move out, and then maybe we get Ruka in the story. You know, we still probably can get Ruka in the story. That might even be next chapter, but I have no clue how Mommy's gonna come back. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. But that does get us excited for the next arc, which is gonna happen, which is Chizuru's, you know, her big role, her first big role as an actor, and her progressing her career. What would be crazy is if Umi-kun comes back from the dead and tries to start hitting on Chizuru. And then, you know, I could really see that happening, right? We have like the like some director, or maybe Umi comes back, or like, you know, some new dude comes back and then tries to, you know, court Chizuru. And then like, she's like, no, I can't. I'm in love with this other guy. I'm in love with Kazuya. You know, that could really happen. But we'll just have to see, I guess. I don't know, man. I just don't really like how the story's been playing out so far, and that's kind of why I haven't been covering it. But yeah, we're back now, better than ever. And yeah, that's really about it. So I'll see y'all.